What's up, YouTube? This is Bison X79, guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest Speed Duel deck profile for August 20, 2021. And today, guys, we're going to be looking at my updated Relinquished deck. Now, Relinquished has been in the Speed Duel format since the very beginning, and rightfully so. It is just an amazing ritual. It's one of my favorite OG rituals of all time. Being level 1, it's just super easy to ritual summon with just one monster of any level to get it onto the field. It swipes your opponent's monster, it equips it to itself, and then any battle damage you take would also be inflicted onto your opponent. It is just an amazing ritual card, and as Speed Duel format progressed, we got more and more support via the structure deck from the middle of last year, and then of course at the end of last year with Battle Sleep Box, we actually got a spell card that makes it getting into your necessary pieces a lot more easier. So, without further ado, we're jumping right into this. And to start off, we run 2 copies of Relinquished. That's all you need in this deck now. Just 2. While this card's in the field, you target one of your opponent's monsters, equip it to Relinquished, it gains that monster's attack. If it's attacked over, both players take damage. The battle damage, which is awesome, and the equipped monster is destroyed, allowing you to basically utilize Relinquish's effect on your following turn, which is actually really good. Next up, we have 1 copy of Thousand Eyes Idol. Thousand Eyes Idol here is primarily in here for the fusion play to get into Thousand Eyes Restrict. Since it's level 1, you can also use it as a ritual material. But one of the ritual materials you really want to be aiming to use is 1 copy of Jin Desier Rituals. This card makes any ritual monster immune to the effects of traps. Speed Duel format, you do get a lot of different traps thrown at you. I know, not very big with Jinzo around, but still, it can happen. And just making Relinquished immune to the effects of traps does help. Okay, next up we have the 2 copies of Sphere Cripples. Sphere Cripples, hand trap. Seen it a lot of on my Speed Duel decks. It's a great defensive hand trap, forcing your opponent's monsters in defense position. But in a ritual-based deck, it just actually adds even more to the deck because you can actually ritual summon with this card from the graveyard. So it makes a very natural fit for the deck. And the last card is one of the 3 copies of the Illusion Faceless Magician. If a Relinquished monster or a Eyes Restrict monster on your side of the field is destroyed, you can special summon this card right from your hand. And if this card ever is sent from the field to the graveyard, you're able to special summon a Relinquished or a Eyes Restrict monster from your graveyard back onto the field. This guy allows you to continually use your ritual and your fusion monsters. And just being able to do that can do a lot of work for the deck, so that's why he's in here at 3. That's it for the monsters. Into the spells. For consistency purposes, I run 2 copies of Allure Darkness. All the monsters in this deck are dark, so being able to banish 1 to get two free cards is always a good thing. Running 2 copies of Book of Moon because Book of Moon is just a great card that can really mess with your opponent, especially if they like to utilize equip spells. Or if you're running against another Relinquished deck. Right, next up, we have 2 copies of the Black Illusion Ritual. Necessary in this deck to ritual summon out your Relinquished. And in order to get into your ritual monster and your ritual spell, we are running 2 copies of Pre-Preparation of the Rites. This card was introduced in the Battle City box and just allows you to activate this card and get your Relinquished and your Black Illusion Ritual into your hand ASAP. For the traps, just 3 traps, and they're all the same as 3 copies of Waking the Dragon. So if your opponent feels froggy, and this has to pop back row, guess what? They're going to get a very nasty surprise. Now, in the extra deck, we run 1 copy of Thousand Eyes Restrict. Thousand Eyes Restrict is an amazing fusion monster. While the card's face up in the field, your opponent cannot change the battle position of the monsters, or they can't attack either, which is awesome. Of course, same thing applies to you, except for Thousand Eyes Restrict. It's the only one that can attack. It also has the same equip as well as damage effects that Relinquish has, making a natural fit. we are running 2 copies of Arcana Knight Joker. Arcana Knight Joker isn't walking on the negate. Pitch a card, monster spell or trap, to negate the effects of a monster spell or trap. So yes, definitely worth. And 3,800 attack points is not something you want to sneeze at. I'm also running 1 copy of Dark Paladin. It can negate spell cards. Playing against Dragon decks, power boost itself, so yeah. And last but not least, I am running 1 copy of Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, primarily because it's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. 4,500 attack points. Yeah. All I can say. Alright, so that's the extra deck. We can also look at the skill. The skill is Thousand Eye Spell. Basically, the skill can be used to sub in for either the ritual spell, Black Illusion Ritual, or to be subbed in for polymerization for the Thousand Eyes Restrict fusion play. Typically, I'm using this for the fusion play more than the ritual spell because it's this easy to get into your ritual plays in this particular version of the deck. Guys, that is it for my Relinquished deck profile for August 2021. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss any uploads. Check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. I'd love to have you. Check out the links for my affiliates, tcgplayer.com as well as sideversus.com. Great resources for any Yu-Gi-Oh player. Follow me on social media, and guys, until next time, peace!